Hey y'all, welcome back. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Rebecca and I love creating decor for my home. If you've seen the last couple of videos, you would know that I am having fun with the Les Lapin mold. I have been creating little bunnies and open up their hands to hold things. And another project here where I will be opening up the hands to hold a little special object. So stay tuned. I always like to cast other things for future projects, so that's the reason why I made the reef from the reef and swag mold you see there. These molds are by IOD. I will use my heat gun to help me gently cut open the hands and lift them open. And I don't want to be in a rush with this, I want to do it very slowly. Here's a clue what we're going to do with the hands. Now that we have the hands open, I am going to bend the feet forward and I'll use tape to hold that in place while it cures in that position. I found this cute little planter at the Goodwill. I think it was $2.99 or $3.99. It'll say it there. And I love the color. I love the distressing on it. So we're going to use it as is. I have this cabbage flower pot. It was regularly $21.95 or something like that, $21.99. And I found it at an estate sale. It was only a couple dollars. So I purchased it, to use in my decor. And so I pulled it out of the flower pot that it was in. And I'm not going to put styrofoam into this planter, but I am using moss to cover up what you could see inside of the planter. This is just for my home. And so that box is already ready to go. Very easy and simple to do. And now I'm going to paint the bunny. You've probably seen me do this. I'm using the same style or same paint colors. So if you want, you could fast forward through this. I'm going to use, like I said, the same colors. I probably didn't need to do this, but I am going to paint the top part of the back of the bunny just in case somebody sees it. It won't be so glossy and it'll have the same paint finish. And now we're going to make the bunny some eyeglasses. So I have two different gauge wires here, and I'm going to start with the thinner one. And these are different sizes that I could use to design the glasses. So I'm using the bigger one first, and I test it against the bunny and see that it's too big. So I find another paintbrush that I can use, and this one ended up being perfect. So I am going to see where I need to do my other side of the glasses, round that up, bend the glasses down and back, and then I will fold it behind the bunny and glue those into place. had a viewer recommend the fabric tack glue, so thank you for that. I am using it for the first time here, and I'm going to glue down the back of these glasses, and it'll dry clear, and it worked really well. Next, I made this little crate off camera, and I'm showing you now how I cut the pieces. I used popsicle sticks and I just scored it with my knife, and then I used these pliers and just broke it apart. So I made that off camera, and that will house our carrots. And so now I'm going to start making our carrots, and I use my little crate to get the size that I need. I want them 2 by 2 or so, and most of them will be about the same size, but I'll have a few that's a bit taller. And I probably should have been a little bit more irregular on that, like just make them all different sizes. But got all those made, and then I will put the little creases into the carrots to make them more realistic, and we will paint them, and when I antique glaze them, you will see the wax settle into those creases, and it'll look real. And then I will use my little carrot tops for my artificial carrots, and that's why I'm putting the little hole here, and those will hold the little greenery for tops. While those set up a bit, I'm going to show you how I made my book. So I used Canva, I used the free version, and I made the background green. I found these images in there for free, and I just wrote a bit of script and a title, Gardening 101, and I even put Art by Rebecca. So I will size that down to my mock book. You saw the little black book earlier, and I will cut that out, and I will cut pages to fit inside of it to make it look like a real book. And that's what we'll do here. I don't want all my carrots just loose in the crate, because when I go to pack it up, I may lose some carrots here and there. So I do start to glue some of them together. I do like a bunch of 2 in 3s, and I put those into my little crate. Unfortunately, I thought my hot glue gun was still plugged up, but I had unplugged it, and so the glue that I was putting out wasn't sticking. And then I finally realized it when I go to antique glaze these, that it was not even plugged up to start with. So I end up having to glue some of them back together. I will be adding some of that wax to the crate because I don't want it to look brand new. I want it to look aged. So I will do that here. I went online looking for a cute carrot patch sign, and I found this one from the cottage market. She was giving it away, a download for free. So you can get a 5x7, 8x10. You can size it down. I would not size it up. And I printed off, she had 8 different designs. Some it has like little wood slats in it, and then some it was just plain. So I ended up going between the cream and the white one of the slat one, and I ended up choosing the white because the cream looked too much like the bunny. So I used that one, and I use a popsicle stick as a stake, and then you'll see me glue that on. The last step, I want to age the sign like we did the crate, and then that'll be it. I think this project turned out so cute. I'm showing you my painted window that I have for spring. I have a couple seasonal painted windows that I did. I've mentioned a few times here that I used to paint windows, but doesn't it look so cute, that little planter? Let me know what you think down below. Our next project is this cutting board I found, and it had been really cut up, so whoever had it really used it. So I don't want to use that in my kitchen, but I want to use it as decor instead. And so I decided I wanted to make a bunny body for this. So I'm using 2 pieces around my house that I could shape to make look like a bunny. So you'll see me do that next. Here I'm just going to eyeball to connect those 2 round circles together to make it look more like a bunny, head and a body. I decided to paint the bunny ears to connect the colors. When I stepped back and looked at it, I thought it looked too perfect. So I'm going to sand it down, give it like a distressed farmhouse style look. And I think it turned out really good. I debated on putting a cord little bow around the bunny like waist area, but I decided to just tie it around the ear, make it look really cute. This one was a very simple and easy project. This next project is another bunny art piece, but with a different bunny. So I found this frame and I wasn't sure what I was going to do with it yet. I knew I wanted to use the bunny that I have, but so I'll go ahead and paint it with a first coat of white so I could cover up all those words. I found this mold, I think it's for chocolate, or maybe it's cookies, last year or the year before. I can't really see my little tag there, but you see it was chipped, so it really did not have much value to it. So I thought, well, I'll just turn it into making a resin bunny. Now, let me tell you the truth, it was very difficult to get this bunny out of that mold. I did have to stick it in the microwave and heat it up while it was in the mold, and I finally was able to pry it out. So it wasn't easy, but I did get it done. I'm always looking for things like this at the thrift store. It probably would have been so much easier if I just used clay, but he's kind of cute. He's a very derpy looking bunny when you see me paint him out with his eyes. So I was trying to figure out what background that I wanted to use. He's in a suit jacket. He's carrying carrots like he's going to a garden party. So I decided just to go off of that, and I looked online, I looked on Etsy, and I wasn't finding what I wanted again. And so I went back to my chat GPT and designed this image that you'll see in a little bit. It's kind of like an Alice in the Wonderland theme. There is a bunny holding a watch in the background, which I will eventually cover that up because I want him to be the bunny at the party. So I will finish painting it up and then you'll see the image. Here is the image that I made. Doesn't it look so cute? It's very vintage style with the wisteria hanging from the trees, with the garden lanterns, with the flowers and the mushrooms. We're going to have fun with this project. So as I was pointing out, we need to paint the outside of this frame, or the inside of this frame. It'll be the outside of the image green, so it will match the greenery that's around the image. And where the image is white, we will tear that off to give it more of a rustic feel to that. And I will start to pull back behind the image, and that will keep the color in the front. I just have a little bit of my white clay left. I've been using it for little small projects, and we are going to be making this a 3D looking art piece. So we have mushrooms in the background. I'm going to add some mushrooms to it. Where there's flowers, I'm going to cast some flowers with some hot glue. You'll see that in a little bit. And we're just going to even create some wisteria hanging from the tree. So you'll see me go to make all that. This is the Cameo mold by IOD, so I will be using this pocket watch. As you can see there, there's the bunny. It doesn't look bad at all. He's actually holding a clock, not a watch. So I'm going to use this and put back there over top of that, because like I said, I want my bunny to be the only bunny there. And I have already casted this pocket watch. It was primed with gray, and it already had one coat of gold on it, so I've now did another coat of gold, and now we're working on darkening the clock hands and then that middle part. I've attached this ribbon to the back of it, and I will use that to string up to the top of the frame. After I finished painting the mushrooms, I realized I did not make the little grooves underneath mushrooms that you usually see. So the clay wasn't dry completely yet, so I was able to still make these little marks, and that turned out really good. One thing I did forget to do was antique glaze underneath the mushrooms, so all those little details would show. And I completely forgot to do that after I already glued them on the frame. I can go back and do it later, but right now it is unwaxed at the bottom. I purchased this mold from Amazon, and I will be using hot glue to cast some of the flowers. There's like a little flower section and single, and then the lavender looking flowers that I will make look like wisteria. And I will paint them pink and then use the purple you'll see in a minute, like an ombre to some of the pieces that will be hanging down from the trees. And there is one flower I do paint blue. I used this yellow just to make a little spot right in the middle of the blue, because in the image you can see like blue flowers with the yellow center. Now it is time to glue the flowers on and the wisteria up in the trees. And there is the white rabbit waiting for everyone else to arrive at the garden party. I designed this little vignette with some mushrooms, butterflies on them, and I've got some little bunnies playing around. And let me know what you think of this project, all the projects. If you're new here, please subscribe and like and comment. I always read the comments and reply to everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.